How's it going, guys? This is Troy from Drunk Guy Explains, and this is how to play Criss Cross Poker. Alright guys, very simple. If you've seen Mississippi Stud video, this is a variation of the Mississippi Stud video. I personally like it. Basically, it's a Mississippi Stud with two different boards. So a quick overview just to show with our handy dandy dealer. Here you have to do two antes. This is the payouts. So I'm going to put $10 on both, and he's going to pass me two fat cards at the same time, and he's going to dish himself out 5 cards. Now notice what happens. I'm going to bring this back to really show it. Notice what happens when he deals the 5 card. The first thing the dealer will do is take these 2 cards and shift them to make a crisscross pattern. The logic behind this is now essentially you've paid 2 antes for 2 different boards. The first board is the one going horizontal. The second board is the one going vertical. The middle card plays as the card for both horizontal and vertical. Just like Mississippi Stud, pair of 6s and 10s are pushed, jacks are better to pay and to proportionally go. Now the difference is that you're betting each way down the line. So I'm going to table my cards, it doesn't matter. We'll get into strategy of what I do after this, but for lack of a better word, I'm going to pay the $10. He's going to flip the 2 horizontal cards. Doesn't matter. I'm saying, okay, I'm going to pay $10. He's going to flip the vertical cards. And then I'm going to pay the last $10, and he's going to flip the middle card. So that is how the game is played, and the dealer will take it, and he'll say, okay, there's nothing here. And he'll take it and say, there's nothing here, and then he'll take all the money. Now, just like in Mississippi Stud, we'll sit here, and whatever your minimum is, you can only times 3 the bet. So if you start with 10, you can only do 30 max, etc., etc. Now, when you're watching this video, when we're getting into the strategy of what I do, you're gonna see us switching out decks. We're just taking copags and going through and shuffling as we go. If you guys believe that I can sit here and stack decks, then you guys are giving me a lot more credit than I'm used to. So I have an experienced poker player here. He's one of my close friends. We have a dealer here. And so essentially, if I'm doing something different than what he would do, he's gonna give his opinion on what it is. He's got 20 years of poker experience. I am a bumbling idiot most of the time. So my course of action is always for conservatorship and lasting the longest. He has more experience on sizing, when is it a good bet, X, Y, and Z. So there's gonna be differences in our play. We're gonna play this for probably 15 minutes until we get basically bankrupt or at a good stopping point. But that is essentially how you play the game of crisscross. For me personally, my standard rule, it's very easy. If it's 2 push cards or over, I play it. If it has anything that's not a push card, it goes down. Also, if the first card is not a push card and it doesn't increase your chances, I fold. If it's anything lower, we're done. If it is not a guaranteed win, I don't times 2 and times 3 it. I'd rather flat it. And the reason why is because, once again, it's all about endurance. And without further ado, ready? So I'm going to sit here and put my $10. This is a $10 table. Unlike other places, though, the max bet is only $25. So you don't have a very large range here. And then I apologize, dealer. I need to make sure to adjust myself so that way that doesn't happen. So there's my streets, ante, first street, second street, third and final street. So I'm going to table my hand. I have a Jack 3. It is not a push card, so I will automatically fold. So now we got some suspense going. Let's go ahead and see. So he flips for the first street. 9-2 could be a potential flush. He does $10 again. 7-4. Ooh, locks in. Another 4. So right here, the dealer would take it and look at this and say you have nothing on the vertical, so he will take the vertical, or the horizontal, excuse me. And look here, he says it has 2 pair. 2 pair takes 2 to 1, so that was the return. And then just like at a casino, they will stack it up and just create 2 stacks off that. Stack 1, good hand.
GG, sir.
And do 1 more stack for the 2 pair.
Well played, sir.
Yeah, good hand, sir.
Shoot.
Well, that's a good way to win. And see, I folded, so therefore he takes here.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, color me up.
I'm out.
And so I have shuffled this one. Passes over. He's going to pass his deck. And like I said, guys, if he sits here and hits it, if you think I can shuffle like that, that's awesome.
We all believe that you can't.
Yes. Only my friends know the true me of like that's impossible. But in terms of strategy, I've told you about the cards I play with, but also the betting amounts. And for me, realistically, what I do is I play 3 hands at every level. So 3 hands at $10. If I lose those 3, I do 3 hands at 15. If I lose that, I do 3 at 20. If I lose that, I do 3 at 25.
There's big doings there.
He's already folding. And so when I say this, is that this game to me, in my opinion, is once you hit, and then you're done. This isn't like I'm going to play for 10 hours and do this. You're trying to get 1 good hand, get up a couple $100, and be done with it. Eric has started with a bankroll of $2,000. I have started with a bankroll of $2,000. I generally play this after craps with basically $1,000, and I'm not sitting here trying to make this a career. But it is a fun game to play if you like Mississippi Stud and want to go to the casino. I'm going to table my hand. 10 ace. It's good, so I'm going to go ahead and put $10. I have a pair of 10s, so no matter what, I can win on the horizontal. So I'm going to put the minimum for the vertical before he flips it, but before we do this, I'm going to sit here and already put $30 down here. And the reason why is because no matter what, I'm pushing this side. Good. Nothing doings. Nothing doings. So essentially, right here, I won the I pushed the horizontal, so this all stays, and then I have lost the vertical, which he takes the $20. And I'm going to go ahead and reset. That was loss 1. Basically, yeah.
$30 there to make a pair.
Yeah. And it's guaranteed.
Jacks are hard.
Jacks are hard to pay, 6s and 10s to push. So I can, but
Push 1 and you lost the other.
yeah,
Okay, so you did properly.
no.
Give me something I can just shoot.
And I'm going to table my hand. 4 queen.
You want to play yours?
And usually I will say this, and he can attest this, we've played stud together. A lot of times they say don't flash your cards to other players, but basically everybody does this. Now, if you can see the angle of the camera, when you do this, you're basically flashing the cards to everybody. So in saying this, I look at this, no matter what, it is not a pay card, it is not a push card. So no matter what, I'm trying to mitigate loss. So I'm going to fold as well, but go ahead and run it out and see what we have here. And this is something they do all the time at the casino. They run it out even if you're not playing because they want to get that greed factor going and have it to where you can see here and say, oh, I would have won. I don't play that game. I try to play as conservative as possible, and that's basically my logic. That's loss 2. I'm using Ass and Advocates. Loss 2 at the $10 level for this.
I'm going to do some big doings.
Ooh, 25. So he's max betting right now.
I got a good feeling that 6-7 of diamonds is going to be right here. I'm going to get combo. You got a bet, Charlie.
Oh, I'm still at the second level. Or excuse me, at the first level. This is my 3rd run. So if I lose this hand, I am going to go to $15.
Big cards.
And I'm going to table my hand so I can see the logic. Jack 4, once again. I'm going to hold on to this, but I have folded. Take it away. And once again,
So
it is not a push
horizontal
card.
board's first, right?
Yes.
First. Ready?
Choo! Automatic. So he's going to triple this. And depending on what he wants to do you want to triple this? Because this isn't won yet.
Right, no, I wouldn't. Because
Yep.
I don't have any made yet.
So basically, he's made his hand.
Big doings. Big doings.
Big card. Pair of 9s, push. So he gets, the dealer will take it and look at the horizontal.
Wins that, pushes that, yeah.
Correct. And so basically, he would push this back, say this is a push, and then he would take this and match the stack. Good bet.
For kings, that's double,
Pocket king,
right?
that's like
Kings are double or just 1-1?
Just
1-1.
I need some
It's
good
an auto max though.
And that
Let
is-
me get on back down here to the
Maybe
microscope.
this is your game. Stay off the
Oh,
play.
is that
Yeah.
Charlie loses? I mean, like, this is my game.
So I've lost 3 times at the $10 level. Dealer, can I get $100 in red?
Absolutely, sir.
$225 lucky cameras are in play. Good go. Thank you, sir. And so now at the $15 level, reset my abacus and do 15 and 15. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Big dudes.
All right, and I am going to go ahead and flip my cards to show. These are 2 pay cards and technically straight flush cards. But once again, I don't max odds unless I have a sure bet. So I'm just doing 15 for the horizontal. So right here, my logic is that I have 1, 2, 3 push cards. I have a pay card, and so I have more and more outs. So I'm going to still continue on. 15.
7 in the middle.
We don't know yet. 9,
7 in the middle.
3. So once again, just like Mississippi Stud, essentially, if it was for the vertical, which I've already paid for, I would fold. But since I'm still playing the horizontal and I have 4 push cards, I'm going to just put the minimum and see what happens.
Queen.
Nothing. Tick. And the one thing that's bad about crisscross that's different, that's the first play, is that you're losing twice. So you could lose twice as fast.
Push and win.
Push and win. So for him, for the vertical, it's a push. So that just stays there. And then he pays out, he'd stack it. Sorry. And then 25. But
Is this big doings or?
this is big doings.
This, hey, son.
I don't know if I count, I'll quit.
Found his games.
These are good, Barry.
We found Eric's games up here.
Yeah, it really is.
I can blind hog one every once in a while.
Let me go get and get 100 in red here.
Blind squirrel and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Charles over here getting dealt 8s, 9s,
You
6s.
can't win all the time.
Blackjack, I'd have been up 17 million that first round you had. I punted the shin while a donkey eating a horse and a goat and everybody else.
And we're at level 2, or sorry, we're at level 2 in the second run. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my cards so you guys can see. 6 and 5, they're, ooh, actually, pair of 6s are better. So this is not a push. So I am gonna go ahead and fold. I'm gonna keep the cards right here, but I have folded. And I have completed my second level. He's already bet.
I think C2.
Horizontal side. Yeah. So that's not much on the doings. But I'm a sucker for 10 for 30.
Now understand
Let me
when
see.
you're playing this,
Squeeze, I'm out of here.
when you're playing this, understand that this is not a pair. You only the middle card plays for both. So I know it's sometimes confusing, but this means nothing. It's always the middle card that carries both hands.
All right, I'm ready. King.
7.
Brick.
I just win one way.
Yep. So you take.
Win the vertical, yeah.
Yep. You win the vertical. You take the horizontal.
Same way the way, right? Oops.
No.
Nope. That 30 back here was a jack. And then 10 and 10.
So here's your what you paid. This is what you lost, and then you pay that. And once again, loss on the horizontal, win on the vertical.
That little Jack Dookie right there, right in the wheelhouse.
So this is the last for me. Ooh, nice little Rivers chip. This is the last unit for me at the $15 level. And then after that, we're going to go to 20.
I'm going big deals. I just can't
Oh,
resist.
you're on a hater.
Actually, let's do 15. That's a bit too much. 15. Watch this be queens. I just backed her down. You never know when fat ladies
Pack
singing,
it in,
do
son.
you?
I hear you.
All right, so I'm going to show my cards. Once again, pair of deuces. Now watch out. These are not pair. They are not a push card or a pay card. But because it's a pocket pair, I'm willing to risk a lower card to see if we can get 2 pairs. So there's my 15. Here's the horizontal. Nothing but, just like always, I already have the pair, so I can make a 2, 9, or queen in this middle card to get something. So I'm going to go ahead and do 15 again. Boom. So I have trips no matter what. So at 15, I can do 45. Boom. And we're up to where it?
I can't make anything, but I can pair the 9, queen, or 10.
Risky. And this is one of the times where you can see in this video he's trying to make a decision, because technically you're paying a marginal hand. You're playing 2 different times with the same marginal hand. Fold.
We probably a little bit. Nope. Say $15.
So right here, I have lost the vertical or the horizontal. So you can take that. But I got trips on the vertical, so I get times 3 for all those. And that's 1 stack, 2 stacks, 1 more, 3 to 1. Trips pay 3 to 1. 1 more right here. Boom. Bring it all back, and that was a big win. So before we start the next progression, the first thing we want to make sure is see, okay, am I up? Is this going to be a situation where I don't have to play anymore? What am I up? Is it worth it? So I start with 2,000. That's 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000, 2,000. So right here I'm up $10. So I'm going to keep playing because I'm not up a crazy amount. So I'm going to just keep this going. Need 50?
You gonna give it more than 50?
You know, just playing a little dealer fun. Alright, so we're still going. I'm resetting back to the base level. These pre-shuffled? Alright, once again, once he sets up, I'm going to sit here and table my hand. Pair of 6s, this is a great opportunity to show you guys. So right here at a pair of 6s, I have pushed no matter what. So now I can max load the entire run to 30, and once you've preloaded, you take your hand, I'm going to do this, and you put it under your bottom bed. And now he's already going to the vertical and the horizontal. So you flip the vertical. Big doings. All right, and now it's option, sir. All right, so the dealer will table the hand. Close. And then once again, he'll table my hand. And so for the vertical, or excuse me, for the horizontal, it's going to be trips. For the vertical, it's a push. So I'm going to take these away for the push. And then to help you out, 50, 60, 70, it's going to be $210. And so right here at this point, for me at least, I'm going to sit here and say, okay, I've now made $220. I am done because once again, I've made 10% of my total bankroll, and that would allow me to sit here and say, okay, that's enough for me to win off 2,000. I've won 10%. We're done, and I'll just color up. Now, for another player like Eric, what would be your logic?
Lose $15.
Lose 15.
I'm up 100.
Up 100. There you go. And once again, you can have a situation where you want to keep playing because you're up. See, I can sit here and free float the $200 and say, oh, now I have a $200 shot at making something bigger or just taking it home. Understand when playing crisscross or playing any table game, it's all about bankroll management, strategy, and also table minimums and maximums. I feel that crisscross, along with Mississippi Stud, have very limited range of $10 versus $25. So if you look right here, roll flush only pays 500 to 1. So you're talking about something that is very, very house edged. Now in saying that, once again, it always comes down to your play strategy. This is how I play very conservative. But let's go ahead and play a couple of hands right here, and I'm just gonna commentate that, just to get y'all a little bit more used to playing the game and seeing how it dishes out.
Well,
Pretty cards are good. Oh yeah. Dang. Max
We
it.
got options.
All right.
Let's get nines.
Push on the vertical and loss on the horizontal. And a big thing when you consider this game is always understand that when you're playing it, is that you're playing, if you're a Mississippi Stud player, you're playing two different hands. And it's crucial to understand that. I want to end the video and you win. So how about you hurry up and win?
You have to do a little bigger doing on this one. That's not good. And that is also not good. You get 5. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I can do that.
Either way.
Because I haven't shown my win rate, which I can do actually right now.
These are 6 and 3.
And see, this is where crisscross versus Mississippi Stud can get dangerous because you're playing, once again, two hands. 2, 5, 5. That's like if you're helping me color. Now, we both started this game with $2,000. So I'm going to sit here, and while I'm sitting here commentating, I'm going to keep just slowly coloring up and figuring out where I'm at. And a lot of times when it comes to that table, you can sit here and probably sit down if it's not a weight or something like that. Ooh, those are big cards. All pay cards or push cards. He's loading down. Deuce. Woo! So lose on the horizontal, win on the vertical. 1,000. So that is $1,000 right there. Can I go ahead and get a pink chip, please, dealer? A salmon. Thank you. So right here, before I even start for the next hand, there's the 2,000 I started with, and I have a total of 100. So $2,220. So I made 10%, technically 12%, off my initial bankroll, and that's how I would play. Let's go ahead and keep playing and just try to get a win on a win session. Even though this is a tutorial video, I always like to end on a positive note no matter what. Plus it gives me a little bit of time to see random situations that might happen, and I can explain those further. Like I said, this game is very straightforward. I think of it very much as an endurance play or a long gone. And then also, when you say endurance, is that means that you're just trying to wait it out with enough money to hit it big and go. And it looks like we got something brewing with the grunt. Pay card. Oh, all diamonds, but it doesn't matter. Remember, this doesn't collectively go. It's one board.
3 right here.
Yep. Only do 3.
God, what a brick.
Rick.
Oh my God, well, pair here.
Push on the vertical and a pay on the horizontal.
Sure enough.
So just give him $30.
Yeah, that's.
All right.
And if I had 8, 9 of clubs, or I'm straight
yeah.
up flush both sides.
Packing it in.
And so let's go ahead and do a color up. How do we do?
Just warming up. 120.
125. So right there, even with Eric having worse hands and losing more, he still made active decisions to sit here and win at least 125 versus my 200. So this is Charlie from Drunk Guy Explains. You just watched how to play crisscross. Check you guys next time.